I am Karrie Kinstetter. I have been blind since birth. I was born with a very rare eye condition where the eyes never fully developed, so I have prosthetic eyes.
Karrie, what does that involve?
It involves their glass, well, acrylic glass, plastic.
You want to say what they used to be like, or how they all are like now?
Well, they used to be this little round, what was it, a ball?
Kind of like a marble, like.
It was a marble, but it had hooks on the back.
So it had a form part to hang in so it would stay in.
Yeah.
And you had them from about how, when you used to
when
go
I was
to
a
doctor?
child till I was about 8, 7. Yeah, when I was 7, I had a surgery to do some implant work, and then they gave me different eyes that are more like shells.
They're almost like a thick contact.
Yeah.
So that they would grow with her as she kept growing in it.
But
Because your eyes are getting to be about the size of like a king marble or so, right?
At least, yeah.
And they were getting pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So.
And they kind of stopped growing when I was like 11, 12. Kind of when I stopped growing.
So do you have your prosthetic eyes in now?
Of course, but I'm not taking them out.
Okay.
Once in a while she does have where they do slip out or get turned.
Yeah, that doesn't happen as much as it used to. When I was little, the doctor, I don't remember how it happened, but I think we named them Louie and Ralph. Louie for the left, Ralph for the right. This was when I was like 4.
And you want to talk about a little bit about how your visits went with Dr. Workman?
No.
No?
They weren't very pleasant. I think I used to beat him up. I used to beat him up when he tried to do eye stuff. He wasn't so happy with me.
No. Anyways, Karrie had a traveling doctor that she would go.
It wasn't even a doctor. It was a mister, not doctor.
Oh, okay. He was a specialist.
He was an
forming,
ocularist.
Yeah, ocularist.
And they make eyes.
And he had his main shop down in Waukesha area, but about once a month, every other month or so.
It's about once a month.
He would set up in a suite in Green Bay, and he would have all patients from the area would come up to have their eyes cleaned, adjusted, refitted.
Yep.
Karrie would get, actually, because she was growing, where they would actually build on them a little bit.
Didn't they used to mail them to me too?
Yeah, and then you'd take them out and you'd go home, you'd have to look for them in the back seat of the car.
I didn't like wearing them, okay? I was about 6. I didn't like wearing my prosthetics. I wear them now because it's a habit.
Why do you have to wear them? Is it a health thing, or?
There's basically no eye.
So you need something to fill in the eye socket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fill in the cavity.
It's empty.
Okay. So what was school like?
School was, well,
Where
I
did you
told
all
them
go?
that you might say some adult words every once in a while.
I said horrible. I was gonna say horrible, but it wasn't all that horrible, really. I started off in Kewanee at Hillcrest, which is being demolished.
Slowly.
What is that being demolished?
Follow the news. Keep on track.
Anyway, I went to Hillcrest for 3 years to preschool, and that was interesting because teachers that didn't know really any Braille were trying to teach me Braille because I didn't have a certified specialist to teach me Braille, and the aide was, I believe Mrs. Fager was the one that got put upon to teach me Braille. And she basically taught me how to write my name and maybe some alphabet.
With a pencil like the rest of us write? Or in Braille?
She would tell me the dots to push.
Okay.
I don't know how to write.
Well, do you have your stylist up there, I think, Karrie? That's how you started, right?
No, I never started on a stylus.
No, you didn't? You just had
I did not start on that crazy thing until high school when my Braille teacher, but we'll get to that subject later. Anyway, so I started out in Kewanee for 3 years. Then in the middle of my preschool year, they wanted me to get some exposure to what it would be like the next year in kindergarten. So I went to, I don't know if any of you know where Chapel Elementary is in Green Bay. It's over on the west side. On Fisk Street?
Yeah, it is on Fisk Street.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Anyway, I was there, like, I would come on Friday afternoon to associate with the students. And that was quite interesting. I don't remember a lot of it.
And you did what, first and second there?
No, I did kindergarten and first there.
Kindergarten first, and then where did you go after that?
Well, I did kindergarten and first grade at Chapel. And it was nice coming home to the parents, but I was having some troubles with my reading and comprehension skills, which I still have some issue with, but not as bad as then. Anyway, they decided that I should go to a school in Janesville, which is the school for the blind. And that was for a 45-day evaluation.
So you stayed down there for 45 days?
No, I came home every weekend.
But it was like
Oh.
a dorm setting you stayed at.
You
During the
stayed,
week.
you stayed, during the week, you stayed in the dorm Sunday through Friday. And Friday, because I lived so much further up north, and that was bad reasoning at the time, I never understood it. But I always had to leave at 1:30 versus everybody else leaving at 2.
So she would come back with a group on the coach bus. every
Yeah, I'd
Friday.
come back with some blind students, and then we shared the coach bus with the School for the Deaf in Delavan.
Which is about 40 minutes over, so they would have combined routes going
At least.
throughout the state. There were like 4 routes, 4 different
And of
directions.
course, when I
Janesville's on the southern part of the state, about 30
Toward
minutes from
Illinois.
Illinois.
Did I show you guys a map?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Delavan is more toward,
Towards Madison area.
more like Kenosha.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Anyways, continue on.
I like Geneva, but anyway. So I spent the 45-day evaluation after some talking, ended up becoming about 2 years. And then, at the end of 3rd grade, I really wanted to go back to public school. I wanted to go home, see my family every night. So I went to
Chapel again, right?
Chapel again for a year and a half, but then, I don't know. At the time, I felt the teachers were being too hard on me, but it's probably my stubbornness. So
You also had some issues with picking up math back then, right?
yeah. And then I also needed some more help with math, and it wasn't working for me. So I went back to Janesville in about the middle of 5th grade.
How old are you guys in 5th grade?
10.
10?
So imagine a 10-year-old getting shipped away,
I was about 11 at the time,
okay?
because of where my birthday falls.
And you're gone again, Sunday through Friday?
Again, yes. I actually timed it in my head once, if I were to become what they have day students. Because some people used to take 2-hour bus rides every day just to get there. Well, now they do is 45 minutes, but it probably to them felt like 2 hours. But I timed it once, and I'd have to leave at like 4 in the morning to get there for 8. So I'm glad they had the dorm setting.
Okay.
Um,
So then,
Then from 5th grade all the way through high school, I stayed at Janesville.
Did you go to high school any longer than a typical high school student?
I only spent 1 extra year.
Okay. And what kind of classes did you have?
Well, I think it stunted my education. I really could have had the more advanced English classes, and I've only ever had like 1 public high school class, and that was Spanish.
and that's
So
right, you
you
had to
could-
go to the public high school down there, right, at Janesville?
For Spanish, yes.
You had to go to, what was that, Craig or Parker?
No, I went to Parker.
Parker.
I don't know, we had some contract with, nobody ever went to Craig. It was, I don't know if there's like a contract with Parker.
school rivalries. They had two high schools in the same town, so.
But I don't know if it was a contest.
I think it was distance, Karrie.
I don't know which one was closer.
Okay.
But anyway.
What were some of the activities you did while you were down there?
I did forensics, which is public speaking. I'm sure many of you have probably been on the forensics team.
Not this group.
No? I thought being in English class.
Oh, okay, tell Karrie how much you love English.
I don't.
You're being honest, sir. At least you're being honest, I'll give you that.
We talked a little bit about, we're getting into speech and communication this next unit after the miracle worker, and we talked a little bit about oral interpretation of literature, and I explained forensics and not the dead body cut up and figure out why died forensics.
No.
So they know that term.
Okay.
So you did that.
I did forensics, and I enjoyed it very much. Because at the time, I was a very good Braille reader. I don't read Braille that much anymore. It's all more digitized. But I do read some Braille.
Karrie, I'm not going to interrupt, but I'm going to see, just to see how good you are with voices yet. We have a guest in the background, and I'm not going to give too many clues. Maybe he can once.
Can our guest say something?
Yeah.
Hi, Karrie. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Don't know.
And you went to CCD with his daughter.
I went to CCD with many people's daughters.
And
He'll say some more.
We went boat riding with you on a pontoon.
You might not know, but he's a janitor here and keeps us all in line.
I don't know. Pontoon where?
Take you wanting down the river.
The only pontoon ride that I remember.
How long ago?
I see you every now and then.
The only pontoon ride I remember is with the brown plane.
okay.
Getting closer.
So it was that time. It was
Yeah.
around the 4th of July.
Your daughter used to talk to you and play with you a little bit.
She just got married now, if I recall.
Close. She's getting married.
Or close,
Yep.
yeah.
Karina's getting married? I think
Yes,
so. I
she
think it
is.
I thought you, oh no, I thought you worked at the IGA.
I used to.
Okay, so now you're a janitor.
Awesome!
Very good, Karrie.
And how many years ago would you have what you were talking about, the pontoon stuff?
I was about 10, no, 9.
Yep. You and Karina were about the same age.
She's a few years younger than me.
Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2.
So just by, did his voice sound familiar at first?
Oh, not at first, because it's been a few years.
Okay.
The last time I saw Karina no, it wasn't at Village Kitchen, it was at the Muskrats thing.
Karrie has a little bit of a social life.
Yeah.
Not a lot, though.
Okay.
I know people that have more of a social life than I do.
So,
So do I.
Karrie, how old are you now?
I am 28.
So.
And Karina's 25.
Yeah, so I'm both
You were
that.
good.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, it was me, Karina, and there's another little.
Okay, so now
Anyway.
I didn't mean to take you off task, so.
What are some of the other things that you did at school?
Yep, what are your other
I
activities?
did forensics. I did track for 2 years, but I'm not the big exercise type.
Okay, explain
How
what
did
you
you
would
do track? Yep,
Because
because
when
I
they
have
did
to
their
explain it to
blindfold
everyone
thing,
else, so.
when they did their blindfold thing, I said, if you feel comfortable when you're blind and your partner says it's a safe area, you can try running. How do you run without knowing where you're supposed to run?
They had wires that you held on to, and the wires had tape at the ends of the wires.
So they did short distances like relays, right?
No, we did the 1200 and the 1600. The 1600 was the mile. I did not do this. Oh, yes, I did. Never mind. Yeah, I did. Not for track competition. That was for physical fitness testing.
Okay.
I think our shortest was the Philly 50-yard dash. No, it was a 60. Oh, for track it was a 60. For fitness it was a 50. But anyway, I think the shortest in track was divided into 3 categories, 3 classes, depending on your site. Total blindness was class A. That would be me. Very little vision was the class B people. And the class C had the highest amount of vision. They're almost 20/20, but not quite.
So Karrie, do you see Dark, all the time.
Yep. I can sense the sun when it's really bright. I absolutely hate it.
And
What are some things about there with the sun, besides the heat? What happens to you generally?
Nothing happens.
Well, then your eyes, you generally weep a lot?
My eyes weep a lot even when it's not sunny. But more so in sun, smoke, heat.
do you wear sunglasses at all?
In the summer, yeah.
Because they look cool or what?
Yes and no. I have some pretty cool looking ones, but I wear them mostly because to keep the sun out of my eyes.
And like you have friends, Karrie, that were low vision, right?
I have a lot of friends that were
And
low vision.
like Brent from Algoma, he was
That's total.
what? Is he total? Does he have light perception or not?
No, light perception, I don't know.
Because there's some that have light
Or they
light
can
perception.
see light and dark.
Okay. Karrie,
Let's see, what else did I do? I did cheerleading.
Is that because of your vocal ability?
you did do choir too.
I did cheerleading because I wanted to get out and socialize. The same reason I did track.
Good for you.
Because I knew I would never get to another state. I'm sitting down.
Okay, what else? What was that? Goal ball or whatever you did too?
Gets tired standing and speaking. I haven't done it for a while. Goal ball I used to do. That is a sport. It's kind of like soccer. You play it on the ground. You're laying and you got this ball.
You're laying on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
Were you like the goalie or whatever?
No.
No.
Oh, jeez, no. I was not. I was not the center. I would never want to be center.
Okay.
So how do you, if you're laying on the ground, what?
The ball has a bell in it,
Okay.
and you roll past it to go and catch it. Basically, you have to the wings have to try to block. The center blocks the goal, and if the other team scores in your goal,
They get a point.
they get a point. Or I can't remember if it's if you scored. I don't remember.
Okay. And you had competitions with other state schools, right?
Yeah, I can't remember if I ever scored any goals. I might have in like gym class, but not
Okay.
professional.
But you used to travel some weekends for those competitions.
For
too.
track, forensics, goal ball,
So instead of coming home, you would go to those competitions?
I'd go to
with
the
your school?
competitions and then stay at school another week. I think there was a stretch that I was at school, my senior year, I was at school for a good month. Because I had like 3 different meets all fall.
One of the things a lot of the students asked about is your technology, because I showed them your Facebook page and your cute little niece.
Oh, and the cute boyfriend. Oh, that can lead to some very interesting situations. But we're not going into that.
Okay.
We can. I
She
mean,
has a filter too.
no, I mean, the man is a
No, you
wonderful.
don't.
The man is a wonderful.
So where did you meet your boyfriend?
I met him at the CP center that I go to 4 days a week. Except today, obviously, which is my day off.
Yeah.
So how do you get to the CP Center? How do you?
I have a driver that takes me. She's paid through, it used to be the county, but that's
Okay.
my mom. Yes, Adam. That would be your mother.
And that sir that you referred to earlier who said he hates English,
Adam again.
that would be Adam again.
I will tell your mother that, well, you can tell your mother that.
What kinds of, a lot of their questions dealt with things, technology. You have that gray kind of typewriter-ish looking thing in front of you. Can you explain that?
Here you want.
Oh wow, she brought one of those musical birthday cards. I told her.
Oh, okay, I just pulled it out, I thought it was with the brailler.
No, that is a musical.
What's this, the new
Or
Perkins
maybe it's
brailler on
not.
the front?
I don't know what this is.
Here. So this is basically what you started out with when you were younger for homework, right, Karrie? Your Perkins brailler?
Oh yes. Still use it.
Do you know how to use it yet?
Yeah, I used it yesterday.
What, to try and make out some stuff for the kids?
I typed the alphabet.
Did you guys have a basic understanding of what the Braille alphabet
That
looks
I
like
didn't
with the
give them.
cells?
I mean, when we did the miracle worker, I gave them the sign language because that's what Annie Sullivan used. You wanna write it on the board?
Well,
I can write it on here.
what it starts out, what it is, if you think of like a larger version would be like an egg crate,
and that with for a dozen eggs and stuff like that. It's got a series of raised dots that goes through, or like a domino, and 6 of them to 3 lines carries a full cell, right?
3 lines? What?
With the 6 dots on there is a full cell, right?
That did I just type?
Okay, so
right
she hit
there.
all her keys.
That
And now that's the other thing. With the braille symbol, here's a braille typewriter. The far corners, Carrie, these are your return buttons? Is that what it is up
Here,
there?
give me that.
Well, I want to show them so they can see what it looks like here. Okay.
All right. This is the return button.
I'm her oldest and only brother, by the way, so.
That is a space bar. Left side is 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Right side is 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
That's the line spacing key and the carriage return. And we have to reset margins on here. I don't feel like doing it.
Okay.
Well,
You're lazy.
margins are.
So anyways, I'm going to show them just so they can see. So here's the left side, 1, 2, 3 for the buttons. Here's the right side, 1, 2, 3. Space bar is in the middle, just like how your keyboard is.
Yeah.
But that's what it braces down to. And then through the code of the Braille codes, she has her dots here on the paper, and that's how it types it out.
My alphabet.
It actually stamps it. Raises
Carrie, I
it.
was actually gonna try to make you something, but number 1, I didn't know, I don't know Braille, and number 2,
Yeah, it's
I
like the
couldn't think of a
particular
different way of
stuff.
making something that you could read. But if you get something that's written, people just read it to you?
Yeah.
Is there any form of technology, like a scanner, that you can put a newspaper under this thing and it turns it into Braille?
There probably is an app for the phone.
That's not us. There's probably an app?
There's a few different apps for the phone that you can do that with, and you can use the camera.
Okay.
There is scanners, but I do not have them. I used to. That
And I
was-
would imagine these apps are not free.
No. Don't think so.
Rich, do you have any idea how much that Perkins Brailler would cost?
Probably won't.
I'm sure we could look it up and
Oh, we
find
could look
out.
it up too, but I
You know,
didn't.
no, I
I want to
can't.
say at least 5,000.
Was it that much? It was.
No, that
about-
was the Braille and Speak.
The Braille and Speak was a lot more. So then Carrie moved
Here,
up,
I will do my talk.
and then she had.
Here,
How much time do we have left, Jill?
You have about 20 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, this was broken now. Obviously, I spilled code red on it.
He has that problem with a few things once in a while. Computer keyboard did the same thing. It took a dive because she spilled her drink on it.
Only one key got messed up, but I had to replace the whole keyboard.
Okay, so then she went to her
Here,
Braille
I'll
and turn it so they can see what the keys look like towards them. So again, the same symbol, but this was an electronic
Yeah.
version,
Will you let me do the
and
talk?
she could store it.
Anyway,
And Carrie, you had where you could. Was there like that could
there
connect to a
that
computer
could
then?
connect to a printer,
To a printer and
and it
print out on a
actually-
Braille
yeah.
printer.
or
like
a print
this.
or a print printer too.
It would translate to a print one.
There were I believe right about here.
Yep, that's the ports.
Would be the printer ports. There are the male and the female serial ports, as they're called them.
So did you use that at school?
For a while, yes.
So now what do you use?
Now I don't use. Now I have an iPhone.
So you use everything on your iPhone, not your computer?
My computer is broken.
Okay.
It's running Windows XP, and it took a nosedive the other week when I tried to turn it on, and it has viruses that cannot be taken off because it is running Windows XP. I am planning on getting a new laptop, but I've been afraid of the new Windows. I might get a Mac.
So what kind of an adaptation do you have onto your computer?
I have a screen reader that talks.
So when you go on Facebook, you have to,
I use my phone for Facebook.
But she has a screen reader on her phone too, right?
Yeah, I do.
is that an app?
We'll get to that. Alright, so that I used to type. I did a few class papers on it. Much faster than using the old Perkins.
Yep.
Much quieter too. Because as you can imagine, the old Perkins is very noisy.
Well, here, why don't you just type a sentence or something like that, or think of something in here. just so they can see. I
Why
mean,
don't you type English is my favorite class?
It actually used to be.
And we could give it to Adam. What happens if you make a mistake?
Archie, there's a little wooden tool in that box.
and in the box, or is it in with your stylus?
It might be in with my stylus, actually. Here, hold
This
it.
is it, right?
Which one?
Open it up. You can do it.
Oh, do it. All right.
So you guys, when they were blind, they had to do this because Ziploc bags. I had 2 Ziploc bags with stuff in, and they had to stick their, they were supposed to open up the bag and see what was in there. But a lot of them got help. They relied on their
It
partner.
amazes me how many people rely on their eyes and they really should rely on their sense of touch. And it amazes me how when there's power outages, people freak out.
And that's what you live in all the time.
I live, so one day my mother was using a flashlight to dial the phone. And I was like, really? You don't know the phone keypad?
Yeah, Carrie's had a lot of that stuff memorized for a long time. She's very good at dialing in.
Might be the most yet.
Okay, so that's your wooden thing that you use to mash it out.
This is what's called a braille eraser. What can I mash out? I don't want to mash out the sentences in the middle of
So I think they get the idea that you gotta flatten out the bumps that were raised and
it.
then
I
you
can't remember if
retype
it's
it
this end
again.
or the pointed end.
So
Maybe the pointed
maybe
end.
to point it in if it's just a dot that's wrong.
I don't remember.
So it is kind of like the old-fashioned typewriter, that if you make a mistake, you have to use whiteout or a correction tape, or you can go back and fix
This
it.
one's old and I don't know how to use it.
Okay.
I had a better one that I liked that was more like a pencil.
All right.
So, anyway, let me finish that sentence. English 1.
And I'm gonna pass around. This is part of the braille symbol of it, different things.
Subjects. And if you want to make copies of that with the braille symbols, you're more than welcome to.
So you need to know apostrophe, all the punctuation.
Oh, yes.
And it's all within
Six.
those 6 dots.
Oh, yeah.
And Carrie, how about math? How do you tell math?
Can we not go into
Well,
this?
I know, but just to give the kids an idea.
I don't even remember how to do braille math anymore.
Okay, but what, it's still off of those 6 dots,
It
right?
is. Well, there's a whole separate code for math, too. It's called the Nemeth code, and the regular numbers are written in the letter form. But these are, like, they're, like, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5. Stuff like that. But this Nemeth code is a whole complex braille code.
Is that the one that had like another dot in front to tell that it was a letter or a number?
Oh, that's the number sign.
That's the number sign to tell the number, just the dot
It wasn't a dot, it was a symbol.
or a symbol, but one of these dots, and I forget which one, and that's where she's gonna yell at me,
I don't know.
because I'm not using the right term, sets it off.
It sets
Cause
it
like
off.
here would be like a, I used to know how it went more. But you can see off of that sheet that's going around, like this is like an I or an E, it flips
I'm
this way.
a little
But then you
I'm a little
put,
dyslexic.
you put the dot in front of it, and now that changes it to a number. So Carrie, what was your worst part about math that you hated the most?
I just hated reading math. I'm dyslexic and I have a difficult enough time reading regular
And
math.
algebra, she really liked.
No, I did not. I failed algebra.
But you guys can think of it, how many of you guys get confused with algebra?
Oh, God,
And then
yeah.
that problem.
And where you have to look back and forth for numbers and letters, and the only thing that's telling you if it's a number or a letter is this one dot in front of
Isn't
it.
it? Isn't
If
that?
you mix it?
It's called a symbol orgy.
A number symbol, I'm sorry.
Number sign. is the
Number
correct
sign.
term.
But, so then that switches it around differently, I mean, and for me, my fingers are too callous on the tips and stuff like that to really
All right, Archie,
feel
we
the
should probably
cell.
explain what some of that, all that stuff is.
Okay, so you got some more of your stuff. So Karrie, when you were younger,
Okay.
now you get a lot of stuff online here.
I'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
So, when I was younger.
Well, do you want to start out from preschool with your book?
Yeah.
You got a tactile book,
I don't know.
and a lot of it was for sensory stuff. And that.
I am a very sensory-based person, and I like the textures. So this is a book that I think Mom bought, and it has different textures in it.
So it's a standard baby book, but it's got the different textures, like lace on for a flower, a little bit of wool for like a cloud and stuff.
Was that your
Snowman.
favorite book or your
Like
favorite
that.
toy?
Looks like it was well worn.
Probably was.
Karrie, did you have a baby blanket when you were little, like with satin on of some sort that you always had?
I don't know.
Well, I just, you said that you're tactile, you like textures, I wondered if.
Christmas time, you had this book. This
Oh,
one
yeah.
I don't think is in Braille.
It's
is it?
not, no. There's a bunch of them.
But they were ones, they were kid book, but
These
they were.
are kid books that were not in Braille. I forgot about these. This is, I believe, called Santa's Beard.
You want this one?
Is that Pat the Bunny?
Not quite.
No, I forgot what that was.
See and feel looks like a cat. Maybe.
Yeah, a kitty book. And then I believe Pat the Bunny is in there.
Okay.
And so they have different textures on all the pages. Little preschool sensory.
Yeah, scratch and sniff stuff. So I mean, these are things that you'd have for preschool anyways. But she had, and some of your books, Karrie, used to have that Braille overlay on.
Yeah,
where they were translated.
You could see it in print. It was clear.
It was a clear
couldn't find it.
Braille tape, almost like the old-time plastic stuff for labeling and stuff like
The
that.
Braille labeler looks like one.
And the Braille labeler looks like it, only it's the Braille code that you put in for each of the letters.
Yeah, there's those old style.
And do it that way, but it was a clear tape set they could go over on her books.
Yep.
So with the words, but have the Braille to read along.
All right.
I don't think
We couldn't find
Oh
it.
yeah, here's your Pat the Bunny, but it doesn't have any
It
of
doesn't
the
have-
overlay in.
It has touch and feel though.
Mm-hmm.
I still have Pat the Bunny.
Okay, here's something most kids all grew up playing at one point in time.
This
Oh,
is.
what's that?
Tic-tac-toe.
Oh, that's tic-tac-toe.
What do you think it was?
I thought it was something else.
I don't know what you thought it was.
I saw some of the other stuff. You beat me to it. Come on. We're
All
using
right.
up time here. We only got about 10 minutes left.
Sorry. This is an old tic-tac-toe game that Mother ordered for me. Art?
Well, it's the tic-tac-toe board.
I don't know.
It
It's
each
not
had-
really Braille. It's more tactile.
It's more tactile, where you had the pieces to plug in.
Or you plug in the X and the O.
For the X's and the O's had squares that plugged in onto the dots.
Yeah.
So are they different shapes?
Yep, one
Are they different
is.
colors?
Tell me, what do you think one is?
That's an O.
That's an O? It's a circular cylinder shape.
Is the square that?
Must be, it's black.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, she could tell the
It's
difference.
basically squares and circles instead of X's and O's.
Okay,
And then we have Uno Pop.
How many of you have never played Uno?
Come on, really?
There's no hands up.
so
everybody
hands up,
played
so it
Uno.
means all of you have at least played Uno once in your life.
Yeah.
Some of you still might, as you get older, sometimes it gets to be
Faded.
go around. So anyways, standard looking Uno card, but what's different about your Uno cards, Karrie?
They are in Braille.
How?
In the corners, right?
Like this is a 3 blue.
So they were adapted. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my
Well, let's
goodness.
see, read. Here, I'm gonna give you some cards.
These are more faded. I have number reversals. And some of these, that's either a 0 or an 8 green.
It's like 8 green,
Yeah, that's an 8 green.
okay?
And that is a 2 yellow.
Okay.
How long did it take you to learn Braille? Like, when did you feel pretty comfortable? How
I
long?
think I was 8 and I was getting better at it. Oh, my favorite, Wild Draw 4. Love playing those cards.
Okay.
I do.
It's called getting back.
A yellow
So do you play Braille with, do you play Uno with?
No.
We used to a lot more.
We used to when we were younger.
So,
I haven't
and
for a while.
obviously that's where they're getting pretty flat because they were played a lot.
No,
and-
that one's the newer set. It hasn't been used.
So were those specific Braille Uno cards or deck of Uno that you,
Did we make these? Or?
No.
Auntie Vi ordered
No,
them. Yeah.
that one I got myself. I got that one. There's the really beat up set that Aunt Debbie gave me.
Okay, yeah, she had a set that us kids had when we were young, so that us kids and cousins and stuff would be together, could all play, and Karrie could play with us.
I've been doing a lot. I have
what about that magazine that's sitting on the corner?
Oh, that.
So you guys, some of the girls in that might
Most of you girls.
get 17 magazine or used to, or 16 or whatever,
It's
or
called
15.
17. I don't think there
Well,
is
this
a
one-
15 or a 16.
15, whatever. Anyways,
Here.
is it just the two volume, the
It
two
is,
bucks that
yeah.
is one magazine?
Yep.
That's what her Braille magazine,
I
and
can
it,
still get them every month. I really should cancel it. Let's see what year
yeah, it
this
still
is.
comes in the mail in a box that big by that big every.
Oh!
How
Oh,
old
well.
is this one?
That one's either 09 or 05. I can't tell
Okay.
because
And what are some of the articles that are in that?
we will learn.
Here, Karrie, I'm gonna slide you to the center so you can see that more.
Okay.
Are you using both hands to read?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's easier.
Do you keep one, like, when I showed them
No.
pictures of Helen Keller, and that when she learned Braille,
Does one help you for sentences, Karrie, to keep your lines?
I don't know. One's like a line placer.
So kind of like when you guys are young, little kids learning how to read, and you need to kind of use the line to follow, or go with your finger. Kind of the same deal to keep her.
Both of them kind of. Both of them. It just. Oh, they both follow side by side. Too bad this is about 10 years out of date.
Probably since the last time you came and spoke.
Free mascara. Mario on the
It's got the
cover.
ads, the descriptive, the whole thing, in there.
Fashion. What do we got? Black and white. Nice.
any articles about how to find a good man?
No. I already have one. Don't need those. Cool ways to wear a hot new trend.
Okay, that was the question that I didn't get to. How do you know what clothes to wear?
Most of my clothes kind of match each other.
So it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Do you go by texture? Like, obviously you can feel a zipper and a hood,
Yeah.
but what do you think your shirt looks like?
I know my shirt is pink.
How do you know what the color pink is?
I don't know. I know colors by scented markers.
Ah.
Okay, but are your clothes scented?
Nope.
No. So
But
that
I
part
just
you
a
do.
picture. Actually, somebody did
Is it
describe.
by the way people tell you and
Somebody
describe
did
it?
describe. I don't know if Chad's
Or
description.
if it has something embossed on it, or
I don't know if
texture.
Chad's description was accurate. Chad is my boyfriend, obviously, but he said that this shirt, my pink T-shirt, reminded him of Double Bubble.
Oh.
Don't know if it's accurate.
Hey, these aren't, oh, like the gum? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. You're colorblind, so I don't trust your assumptions.
This is true.
He is.
Does that help having somebody explain what they think it?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's accurate.
And here were some little books like that they made for Karrie to help her with dots and like snowmen and stuff like you guys
Yeah.
have, but they use felt.
I think one of those moms stole from that class.
Yeah, it could be.
So as soon as you could go to school, they were teaching you Braille.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, not really, but
Karrie's favorite, the dentist.
hey,
They
hey,
put
hey.
in strips how to take care of your teeth, and then they actually brailled it themselves and pasted. We just lost something. We lost, and they did the sentences that way that they glued them on.
Karrie, how do you know what to keep track? Like, how do you do your money?
I use the debit card.
Oh, so you use a debit card, but before you had a debit card, did you?
I had people help me with it. My ones are folded a certain way. My 5s and 10s are kind of folded a certain way. I do not like using cash.
So the debit card is really simplified.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so if you'd go to someplace and you have to sign for it, can you sign your name?
Oh, not very good. People, people, I can't talk. People have to sometimes do an X for me.
And does that get accepted?
Yeah,
But you usually have somebody with you, or
usually I always have somebody with me, so I'm usually the one there.
What about legal signatures on anything? What do you use for that?
I didn't bring this stamp. Darn. I have a signature stamp that's in ink. That's my legal signature. So when I need to sign papers, I use that.
And what about your driver's license?
I don't have a driver's license. I have a state ID.
So you have something that looks like a driver's license, but it says a state ID on it.
Yeah.
Yep, very similar.
My very first one, they really screwed up at the DMV in Algoma. They did the height wrong. Richie noticed it. I was all excited. I was 18. I had my first state ID. So excited about it.
How tall were you?
According to the ID, I was 5 inches.
Do any of you have questions that I didn't cover, she didn't cover, that you want to kind of sneak in the last couple of minutes here?
Got something?
How do you
Anything
kill
else?
time?
I have it talking watch.
You have it on? So what time is it?
Did I say it right? 11:56 a.m.
And then we also have this little handy piece.
Oh, show them how it works, how fast you are at operating.
Oh, I forgot to slow down the speech.
Too bad we didn't have a speaker, we could plug it in on the headphone plug.
No, then we use Bluetooth speakers.
Did you bring one of them along?
No, actually, I probably could have.
Turn your volume up all the way on it.
We don't want. They don't want to hear about the Keystone.
Well, turn it up so they can hear how you're.
You got chipmunks in there?
She's got it fast, and that's how.
It used to be faster.
14%. 0%. Containers, headings, language, characters, words, speech container, headings,
How many extra apps do you have on your phone just
messages.
to help you?
One
That would be, if you would say
message.
you need because of your blindness.
Not a lot.
Double tap to
5?
Not a lot.
4?
I don't know. There aren't really a lot of. I don't have a lot of the special blindness ones on here.
Okay.
Carrie can be very stubborn sometimes.
No, there
but
are.
her stubbornness is
Voiceover comes with the phone. The software on your iPhone.
So anybody could get that.
Because
Yeah.
when you walked right into the store to get your phone, you set it up almost. You knew how to set it up.
This
better
one I
than the
didn't.
store
This one
clerk.
I set up. This one I set up decently.
Screened in.
Oh, shut up. I do not need to know that my screen is going to lock up on me any second.
When Carrie would use her computer that had the voice talkback program like that, people would always ask me, some of my friends and stuff, how does your little sister get on Facebook or email? And I'd say the same thing. She'd email. And she can set this great, but when she's typing, it'll go.
Yeah, I make it go fast so that nobody else understands it.
And then it'll read back. And Carrie, you did take some college classes at
I
TC
took
in
a few
Luxembourg.
college classes at TC in Luxembourg, some psychology classes,
And teacher,
and I had paid note takers.
Oh,
yeah, they were paid from TC.
They were students in the class that did the note taking.
And you know, you might want to take notes when you're in a college class. High school you should too, but college you're actually paid for.
Yeah.
So anyways, they would get paid to take the notes for themselves, and then they would email it to her, and then they would read it back to her. in a
well, that's
document.
cool.
Yeah.
Carrie, you have a group of hungry
Yeah.
teenagers
I'm
in front of
hungry
you,
too,
so
but I have to wait
thank
an hour.
you.
All right, thank you guys.